How is a superhero like Sentry even possible? How can just one Golden Sentry Serum give someone powers equivalent to 1,000 exploding suns? We're talking about super strength, super speed, telekinesis, void dimension control, and even immortality. And it's not like Bob Reynolds is some inhuman, eternal, or mutant, where these powers might make sense. Also, have you ever wondered why do so many superpowered beings come from Earth in the Marvel Universe? Well, there are reasons behind that. And in this video, we're diving deep into how a character like Sentry can even exist, and what role the Celestials might play in it all. Let's get started. How is Sentry even possible? The first question everyone asks after seeing Sentry is simple. How can a serum make someone so powerful? For those unfamiliar with the comics, Sentry has one of the most bizarre origin stories in Marvel history. Marvel itself has never fully justified Sentry's powers even within the comics. There are actually 3 different origin stories for him. The first came in the Sentry, Volume 1. Then 2 retcons followed, one in Sentry Reborn and another in Sentry Volume 2. But we're not diving into all those retcons. What matters more is the reason behind them. And trust me, it gets weird, but it will make sense. Eventually, fans and writers agreed. The power wasn't in the serum. It was in Bob Reynolds himself. In fact, it's believed Bob always had those powers dormant. The Golden Sentry Serum didn't give him powers. It acted as a psychic trigger to unlock what was already inside him. Think of it like this. Bob's main power is reality warping. He unconsciously reshapes his own reality into one where he doesn't have powers, then creates a narrative, like the serum, that convinces him he needs it to become powerful. In other words, we as readers think the serum gave him his powers, but it only served as a placebo. It's a real psychological concept. Sometimes a medicine works simply because we believe it will. The body heals itself because the mind is convinced it's being healed. That's exactly what happened with Sentry. Unlike Captain America's super soldier serum, the Golden Sentry Serum can't turn just anyone into Sentry. It required the perfect candidate, someone who already held unimaginable power inside them. And that's why only Robert Reynolds became Sentry. Where did Bob's powers come from? The next big mystery. Where did these dormant, godlike powers even come from? How does a regular human become more powerful than most aliens in the Marvel Universe? Let's talk about the Celestial Seed Theory. The Celestial Seed Theory. We saw hints of it in Eternals, where it's revealed that Celestials reproduce by planting a seed into a planet. That seed nurtures over billions of years, growing inside the planet until it's ready to be born. The movie didn't explain this in detail, but the comics did. In the Earth X series set in a dystopian future, every human on Earth develops superpowers. The character Machine Man becomes the planet's watcher and explains the horrifying truth to Reed Richards. Earth itself was designed for a purpose. The Celestials placed a celestial seed inside Earth, and to protect that seed, they engineered humans to evolve with hidden potential latent powers that could unlock under the right circumstances. Why? Because the seed would attract threats like Galactus, and the Celestials needed a native life form that could fight to protect the seed. They basically handed humans the genes to turn into superpowered beings. Over time, random triggers experiments, radiation, mutations, cause that hidden potential to manifest. That's why superheroes are so common on Earth. How does Sentry fit in? In Bob Reynolds' case, the idea is that the celestial seed inside Earth is nearing birth, but was interrupted. Because of that, the latent energy in humans has grown even more extreme and Bob's powers surged beyond belief. It's just a theory, but it fits. Sentry's powers in the comics often mess with reality, which makes sense if his DNA was crafted by Celestials to protect Earth. Now let's talk about the MCU version of Sentry. He's not exactly the same as his comic counterpart. In the movie, Sentry is shown throwing Red Guardian with telekinesis, imprisoning people inside a white, hell-like dimension, overpowering U.S. agent, showing Superman-level physical power. It's next level, even by Marvel standards. And the experiment that created him wasn't some basic serum. It was an ultra-dangerous super soldier variant so extreme that test subjects were dying. The one who survived was Bob, quickly sedated and declared dead to cover up the catastrophic results. When we finally catch up with him, he's already connected with the Void, the dark side of Sentry, trapping the folks in that dimension. And here's the terrifying part: Bob can't die. If he does, the Void is unleashed. And every time he emerges from the Void, he forgets everything, which again supports the idea that Bob's powers were always there just waiting to be triggered. Final thoughts. So if we look at the big picture, the theory that Celestials planted latent superpowers in humanity lines up perfectly with Bob's story. And it could explain why Earth keeps producing insanely powerful heroes, and why Sentry, despite being human, is on a level even Galactus would respect. Maybe if Eternals 2 had released before Secret Wars, Marvel could have explored this more. But the core question remains, is the Sentry's power really just science gone wild? Or is it celestial design at play? Let's discuss it.